12.2 nervous system. Okay, the human nervous system is made up of a network of nerve cells or neurons. This system is divided into two main subsystems, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system includes the brain and spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system consists of 12 pairs of cranial nerve and 31 pairs of spinal nerve. So if we see in this diagram below here, okay, you can see that there are two subsystem in the nervous system. Okay, that is central nervous system. Okay, includes the brain and spinal cord, and also a peripheral nervous system includes cranial nerve and spinal nerve. So cranial nerve, we have 12 pairs. Okay, function of this cranial nerve. Okay, what is function of this cranial nerve? Send nerve impulse from and to the brain. So this cranial nerve will send impulse from the brain or to the brain. So this is brain, right? So brain. So the cranial nerve will send the impulse from the brain or to the brain. Okay, this function of the cranial nerve. Then we have the spinal nerve, send nerve impulse from and to the spinal cord. So we have 31 pairs here of spinal nerve. So spinal nerve will send the nerve impulse from and to the spinal cord. So from the spinal cord here, this spinal cord, right? So the nerve impulse will sent by this spinal nerve from the spinal cord or to the spinal cord. So this is the spinal nerve lah. Okay, function of this spinal nerve and cranial nerve. So let's say if you have a sensory receptor here, at the here we have the sensory receptor. So receptor will detect the stimulus, right? Detect stimulus, then produce impulse, produce nerve impulse. So let's say if the nerve impulse need to send to the spinal cord, so it will carried by the spinal nerve to the spinal cord lah. Like this. Let's say, but if for example the stimulus need to send to the nerve impulse need to send to the brain, so this nerve impulse from the receptor here will be sent to the brain by the cranial nerve. So it depends. Depends on the stimulus, depend on the response that we need to produce. If just involve the spinal cord, so the nerve impulse will be sent to the spinal cord through the spinal nerve. If the impulse are related or need to be interpreted by the brain, so the impulse will be sent from the receptor to the brain through the cranial nerve. Okay, so this is the our organization of the human nervous system. Okay, so let us move on to the next. We have the main organ here. The main organ in the nervous system is the brain. So did you know that the brain is made up of more than 1,000 billion neurons or nerve cell lah. Okay, so we have more than 1,000 billion neurons. Okay, so the brain is the coordination and control center for humans. The main component of the brains are the cerebrum, hypothalamus, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, and pituitary gland. Okay, so we take a look for the first, the label first. Okay, so the label here, we have cerebrum, and then we have the cerebellum, medulla oblongata, pituitary gland, and also hypothalamus. So these are the 5 parts of the brain. So let us see one by one lah. Okay. Okay, the first one we have the cerebrum. Cerebrum. Okay, cerebrum, the largest and most complex structure present in the frontal part of the brain. So at the front part of the brain lah. So this is the cerebrum, largest and most complex structure. So the surface is folded to increase the surface area to hold more nerve. So you can see that the surface of this cerebrum is folded, right? Folded like this. Why? Why is folded? So uh, to increase the surface area to hold more nerve. Because we have more than 1,000 billion of nerve. If the surface not folded, so there's not enough space lah for this nerve to hold the nerve inside this cerebrum. Okay, so this is the, you must remember lah the why the surface is folded. This one So the answer, to increase the surface area to hold more nerve. So it is a center that controls emotions such as happy, sad, our hearing, sight, personality. Maybe you can Google introvert, okay, extrovert. So such as some person very shy, right? Very shy. Some person like to talk, to talk up, to talkative. Some people talkative and so on. So this is personality lah. And control action. Control actions mean voluntary action lah. Voluntary actions such as talking, walking, eating, and so on. So these are the function for the cerebrum lah. Okay. So the cerebrum receive information and stimulus from the receptor. Okay. So must receive the information from the receptor lah. The receptor detect the stimulus, produce nerve impulse, then it will send to the cerebrum. Okay, so this information is analyzed, integrated, and correlated to produce sensory perception. Okay, sensory perception means the process of detecting stimuli, recognize the stimuli, and then produce appropriate response. This is sensory perception. For example, our eyes. What is our eyes perception? Our eyes detect light. So right, so detect light, and then we produce the appropriate response lah. Depends on the stimulus. Okay, this is sensory perception. Okay, the detecting of stimuli, recognize the stimuli, and also produce the response. Okay, the response is determined and instructions are given to the effectors. So the response is determined means by the cerebrum lah. Cerebrum will interpret, okay, what you should do and so on, and then it will send the nerve impulse to the effectors. And instructions are given to the effectors. So effectors will produce the response. Okay, so the cerebrum is also responsible for higher mental abilities such as learning, memorizing, linguistic skills. This one related to language and mathematics skills. So if you are good in mathematics or good in language, this means cerebrum is very good lah. Okay. Okay, especially for the genius, the person that genius, has higher IQ. Okay, so this is all controlled by the cerebrum. Okay. Okay, next, move to the next. The next is the cerebellum. So how to remember? Don't confuse with cerebrum. Cerebrum larger, cerebellum smaller. So how to remember? Maybe the letter L, blum, LL. So you remember the word small. LL. So you remember cerebrum is small. Okay, small. So you must also remember the location. The location is below here. Okay. Maintains body balance and coordination of muscle contraction for body movement. For cerebellum, just involved in body balance, and also muscle contraction for body movement lah, involved in body movement. So this function of cerebellum. Then we have the medulla oblongata below here, located at the anterior of the cerebellum. Cerebellum anterior means at the front lah. Front here, this is cerebellum, right? So this is the medulla oblongata. So located at the anterior of the cerebellum, controls involuntary actions such as heartbeat, breathing, food digestion, vasoconstriction, blood pressure, peristalsis, vomiting, coughing, sneezing, and swallowing. So this control involuntary action. What is involuntary action? There's something that occur without we realize. We don't realize it's occur. For example, heartbeat. we don't realize it's occur, and also cannot stop the process. Then cannot stop the process, right? So a lot of process here. We have breathing and so on that occur in our body. So what is vasoconstriction? So vasoconstrictions meaning the constriction of blood vessel. Constriction of blood vessels maybe occur when certain situation our blood vessel will constrict. Maybe during a cold, or during, and also our blood vessel also can expand. So expand known as vasodilation. This one expand of blood vessel. Okay, at certain times this process will occur lah inside our body, but this one we cannot control lah. Okay, this all controlled by by the medulla oblongata. Okay, so this must remember lah, medulla oblongata controls involuntary actions. Okay, next move on to the next structure, that is hypothalamus. Okay, hypothalamus involved in coordinating homeostasis. Still remember homeostasis in form 2, I think we have learned before this, right? So it's the control center that regulates body temperature, water balance, blood pressure, and sense hunger, thirst, and fatigue. Okay, thirst and fatigue. So this one, for example, if our blood temperature higher, right? So this hypothalamus then will conduct homeostasis to make sure that our body temperature become decrease. How become decrease? Maybe through a certain action such as sweating, right? So this is homeostasis lah. Okay, so the hypothalamus connects the nervous system to the endocrine system through the pituitary glands. Okay, so this hypothalamus connect the nervous system. So have two system that will work together in this homeostasis, nervous and endocrine. Later we are going to learn what is endocrine system through the pituitary glands, because involve hormone. Usually endocrine system involve the hormones produced by the glands. So control the secretion of a few types of pituitary glands hormones. Okay, this is function of hypothalamus. Okay, hypothalamus. Okay, so because of the homeostasis related to endocrine system, of course we have the another one is the pituitary gland. So pituitary gland located near the hypothalamus, that is at the base of the hypothalamus, the base here. Okay, below the hypothalamus lah, right? And then the main gland in the endocrine system. So this is the main gland in the endocrine system. These glands secretes hormones that control the secretion of hormones by other endocrine glands. So this is the main gland that we connected connect the nervous system to the with the endocrine system. It will secrete hormones that control the secretion of hormones by other endocrine glands. So other endocrine glands examples such as ovary, testes. These are example of glands that will produce hormones. Okay, so that's for the brain, for the human brain. Okay.